Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. It's my last stream of the week. I'll be back on Monday, unless I've completely lost track of what day today is. I think it's Friday. It should be. And I am running a little bit late today, but that was mostly because for some reason every time I try to do a new file, my presets are gone and it does the A4 thing. I'm not drawing in A4. And I'm not drawing in this one either right now. So I think there was an update and it lost my settings. Oh, wait. There's the chat. I was looking into animation today. I would really love to have Soulbound as an animated series someday, and I have my series, outlined. I know about what all's going to happen in each issue. But with an animated series, I would want to expand that out a little bit and do a little bit more detail and stuff. Let me see. What's a good size? I guess that's already a decent size. I kind of feel like I already did that particular scene. Let's try this way. So yeah, I was scripting out how I would lay out each episode, and I think that for most of the issues they would take 3 episodes a piece to really do them justice. And for the pilot and for the finale, I'd like to do more than that. So I think that for the pilot episode, I think that would be, well, let's see, I know the finale, I thought I would stretch that one out into 5 episodes, but for the pilot, I wanted, where was it? So I had a bunch of stuff here, and it crashed, of course. So my pilot episode was going to be 45 minutes, and then start from there doing 3 episodes per comic in the series. And then at the end, the final one, I would stretch that out into 5 episodes, because it's probably going to be like a really big comic, actually. by the time I get down there. And I just really hope that I can afford to do the comics. I don't really have any business in I don't really have any business planning out an animated series. Yeah, this early in the process. But there's a streaming service coming out called Patari, which is like, it's brand new. They're starting off with their own IP. It's a weird and interesting story called Prince Adventures. And I thought, well, if things go well, for them, and also things go well for me, we might actually get around to hang on. Let me figure out my features right here on this particular scary thing. So yeah, if everything turns out the way I would love for it to turn out, and they also meet with success and get their thing off the ground, then yeah, I'd go for that. It'd be nice to get in on the ground floor of like a new streaming company. Okay, so this right here is something kind of creepy and odd. Let's see, I think I need to exaggerate the position here a little bit more before I go into doing final lines on it. Yeah, this is one of the monsters that I can't really say that it lives in the ash field outside the tower that Becca found, well, that Torin has been captured in. And this is one of the reasons why it's just not a good idea to simply leave the tower. So let me see. I need to see. I might be able to get away with doing watercolor. And it's going to be gray. Much darker gray here. see, I really want to give it the effect like it's eternally pouring off, like ash is eternally pouring off the skeleton. So, let's see. Oh yeah, bigger brush helps that a lot. And we'll go down a little bit darker. So what I would like to do is have my series done, have it become self-sustaining so that I can actually afford to finish out putting out issues, finish the story, and if it not only sustains itself, but I also have enough, here I'm going to have to zoom in on this, but I also end up having an actual profit beyond it being self-sustaining. I'd like to get started on the animated series. Because, it's not really my primary purpose for doing the comic. I really think that there's a lot that can be done with just the comic format. It has its own purposes and its own strengths, and I really want to learn how to do that well as a comic. For one, I'll be able to get a lot bigger chunks of story across per issue than I would as an animation. And animation will, of course, have some padding in it. Things like recaps and some loops and holds and stuff like they do in anime to really save a little bit of money and buy some time for the animators. At least I'm expecting that's why they do that. But they do it with style, You can have like a perfectly still picture with some action lines on it, just sort of vibrating over the top of it, and that's a reaction shot. And, well, I mean, there's worse things. But a comic's got like different beats to it, like different places where the action's gonna fall. Okay, let me get rid of that. All right, that looks much better. I was starting to think things got kind of muddled. Maybe not that one. Let me see if I can find something a little bit better. Uneven layering brush. Yeah, it could work. That got a little too dark right there. You know what's nice about this? You know, you just can't erase watercolor in real life. Okay, I need this to look more something. Not quite sure what yet. I'm working on it. Right now it looks kind of fuzzy and it does not need to do that. It is not a hair sort of thing. It is eternally pouring clouds of ash. And there will be some streaking to that, but not that dark. Now let me go back to the brush I was using. Let's try it about here. So just come right through here, make that a little bit darker. Come back up and lighten that. I think I should come up. Yeah, the really big brush at the bottom, I think, is helping out with the whole ashing effect. Alright, I'm going to back out of this and see how it looks. Okay, I think we're getting kind of close to what I was thinking of. Let's click a few of those in. Let's see. And I really do want to make this look more off-balanced. Like it's melting. So I think what I'm going to do is come back here and erase out this shoulder. I really think that's too hard in the eraser. Maybe if I switch to soft and then dial it up a little. There we go. That's a lot better. Now I can put some rib bones in. Yeah, because it's not really a cursed land without, you know, creepy ghosts that are the consequences of the things that happen in the prologue, which is included in the first print version of the comic, which I will have available for a limited time, and I have no idea when I'll be reprinting those. So if you'd like to pre-order them, it's all set up on my website now, www.otherrealmstudio.com, just in case you want to check that out. And see scary monsters. Well, not in the first one, but you will see what leads to this. Let me come up a little bit bigger on the brush and a little bit lighter on the ashes. And yeah, this is about the softness that I wanted for the outsides of the eye sockets. And oh yeah, I did want to dent in some heads and stuff. And then I think I'm going to come over here with either the airbrush or one of the effects and just have it to where the ashes blow around a little. So that'll be fun. Let's see, I think I have that too circular. No, I think I like that shape the way it is. So I'm going to emphasize some of the shape of the ash a little bit coming down here in clouds. So that's a little too connected right there. Let's pop out of that. Hey, Jerryberry. Yeah, well, you know, if you break out of a sorceress's tower and attempt to make your way back home from there, there's got to be more than one reason why that would be a difficult thing to accomplish. So this is the site of a great tragedy that burned an entire town. And yeah, it's outside a tower. The tower was not damaged by the fire because there was a moat. But it's falling apart as it is anyway. So yeah, I'm really close to calling this one done. I think I just need to try and get a little bit more of a sense of motion and endlessness going on with this ash. Like things are rising out and just eternally pouring. Let's see, try that with some lighter colors. Well, colors. Oops. Went a little bit over where I wanted to. So I guess ash ghosts count as one of the weird creatures in the universe. So I'm going to include this one in the field guide to the world of the comic. Let's see, finish brushing this in, and then I might go out on another layer and let's see, add some speckles. I think speckles will finish it out. Give it a little bit more contrast. Let's see, there's the little airbrush ones, their spray tone scraping droplet might be good. Come on, select. There it goes. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, there goes autosave. Yeah, how nice, computer. I was working in my word processing program today and all kind of stuff just stopped working and got lost. Again. I don't know why. I mean, OpenOffice used to be really good. I guess I'm just cheap. Eventually, I guess I'll have to buy Word and give up on OpenOffice. I don't know, maybe I'll check for updates before I do that. Let's see. Is that too many speckles? I say as I add more speckles. Might have too many in the background. Maybe I can just make some variation on how dark they are. Alright. That's a little bit better, but now I want some of them back. Let's see. Maybe it's my particle size that needs adjusting. Alright, that'll work. And let me drag this layer back here and do something about the sky. We'll make that one an indigo tinged gray and I don't know. I don't think that hatching will work well. I think I'll just do... Goodness. Something got caught in my throat for a second. We'll just do one of the watercolors. And this India ink looks good. Not particularly. Although I might like it for a little extra ash in the extreme foreground here. Alright, back to the brush. Yeah, I don't think that the India ink's going to work, but the watercolor should. We'll go back to that. Okay, that was my speckle layer. This one was, I don't think I used layer 5 yet. I was trying something a little bit different. Also, every time I go to, whoops. Okay, that was just a message. Let me save real quick, since things have been crashing lately and I don't know why. Yeah, this is interesting. Why is there so much lag going on? And by interesting, I mean terrifying. And we'll put some trees, we hope, in the background. And, oh yeah, I was thinking about putting some rubble from some buildings. We'll do those on that last layer and see how things look in decorations. Let's see, I don't know. I don't really love it. I mean, I can see where this would be useful. But possibly not here. Well, you know, I've always drawn. it's a little hard not to. It's also one of the cheapest forms of entertainment there is. As long as you have a pencil and some paper, you can draw as long as you like. But I've also always had a lot of stories in my mind, so art has been one way to tell the stories and to communicate, what's going on in my mind, what's really important to me. And I have this story where one of the things that's important, I think, is that oh goodness, I can't. It's not exactly easy to put. But one of the things is you can't really lose your humanity. Like, you can lose your hope, but that's a lie. Let me dust in some more clouds right here. And so the story that I have here is, I'm working on a comic. So I've got issue 1 finished. I'm waiting on the print run to arrive now. I'm really excited about it. And it's about a girl who gets flung into another realm, another dimension, which is where the lost things from this world, like cryptids and lost civilizations and random odd things, show up. And it's a bit more literal, with the symbol being more closely related to the thing, and so you're more likely to encounter magic and curses and sorcery and stuff in this world. And so she arrives there, and she really needs to head back home as soon as she can, because she doesn't belong there. And it's like there's something in her soul that's pulling her back home. But if she can't bring her body with her, then she's going to end up a lot like the ash ghosts out in the field. And her soul will wander between worlds for all eternity, without the rest of her. So that's not good. I'm really excited about it. It's got a lot to do with what is a soul, what is human. What things can't be lost, and can you be tricked into thinking that they're lost? And what kind of consequences that would have on the world in which these things could be true. What kind of impact does that have on the civilizations that end up there? So I like this one. This one's really creepy. I don't draw a lot of creepy. I have a lot of cute going on. in my portfolio. But yeah, I used to draw a lot more creepy stuff. I guess I still got it. Yeah, I think this one might be the closest I've ever come to drawing a mummy. And I think it does have a lot. I think it does owe a lot to the Brendan Fraser movie. Well, no, I mean, she literally ends up through a portal into another world, and they kind of have to battle it out. The the soul is just, a lot of the other stuff is just the mechanics of how it works and what they have to understand before she can return home. But it does, I guess it does start off sounding a little bit more like a slice of life. Okay, if I poke at this forever, it's going to end up blurring out into nothing. So I think I'd better go ahead and sign it, actually. Let's see. There's my original skeleton that I drew. It's adorable. We'll delete that. So issue 1 is how she gets there to the other world, and a lot about her character and what kind of person she is, and also what kind of connection she had to the other world in the first place. And then the second issue is monster fighting escape story. And third is starts off a bit like a survival issue. Let me see. Flatten. So yeah, I've given a lot of thought to how the mechanics of the story work, but the story itself is a lot more actiony. So I'm gonna set this down here so I can type in the name. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I have a completed piece for once. I'm pretty proud of it. So, let me see. Oh yeah, here we are. Let me scoot a tab down here. So here's my website, otherrealmstudio.com. I'm open for commissions, by the way, because I have 9 more issues to go on this comic. So there's some of my work that I've done. I like this piece. It turned out really cute. Here's the original page 1. And I have the prologue in there now, so Um, well, yeah. It'll have to wait for Monday, though. I'll keep you in mind. I'll fix you a panda. It's just about time for me to sign off. Let me see. So this is where you can find. Alright, good night, Jerry Berry. Catch you on Monday. So this is where you can find pre-orders for my comic. So if you would like to order issue number 1, you can get a signed limited edition. I've only printed a 500 copy print run, and I haven't seen what they look like yet. So, signed limited edition of the first issue of my epic new comic miniseries, Soulbound. Becca Albright is a pragmatic med student suddenly flown between worlds to a realm of monsters, myth, and magic. Together with the sorcerously scarred warriors Torin, she must bring healing to warring nations and find a way home before her time runs out. So it's a young adult adventure, romance, portal fantasy sort of story, and I'm just really proud of it. So I've got 32 pages, and like 28 of them are actual comic, and there's bonus art and stuff. So yeah, it's a decent sized issue. I'm really excited for it. I'm just incredibly proud of it. And I'm already working on issue number 2. So I'm going to script it as tightly as I can so that I can get as much story in it as possible. And get as far as we can. One of the things about writing a comic is it does have to be very tightly written, I think. The art is paid by the page, and you need to be sure that it conveys a lot without being cluttered. So yeah, tight, clean writing. Also, I have my hatchable numismatic dragon kits. They're an ideal miniature breed for the beginning dragon keeper. They require very little care and remain near hatchling size for their first 200 years or longer. So I have this kit right here with the egg in it, and you hatch them out, and then you can keep them in their change jar, which they will not outgrow, and you drop in coins for them to hoard for you. And that's everything I've got right now on here. I have more that I take to Comic Cons, but I really haven't taken good pictures of anything other than my dragons. Okay, so close out of that. There's my Ash Ghost. I'm really pleased with it. That's going to go in the field guide. That's one of the rewards for the Kickstarter. I think it was pretty popular, so I might bring it back for the Kickstarter for issue 2. So there'll be a field guide with possibly even more pages to it. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for keeping me company. And I'll see you in the other realm. Good night.